What's going on, Exclusive Thoughts fam? It's Troy Spry, your certified life and relationship coach from exclusivethoughts.com. That's XKLUSIVE thoughts.com. Coming to drop a quick life and love lesson on you after the workout, because y'all know I do the I'm Tired of Being Fat Chronicles. So today's message, I want to talk from the statement, don't believe the likes. Yeah, so sit with that for a minute. Don't believe the likes. And so really I want to talk about three kind of scenarios or situations where I believe social media is not only hurting and hindering dating and relationships, but I think it's hurting and hindering your own growth, right? And so the first thing I want to talk about is how I believe social media for a lot of people is giving them a false sense of self-love and validation, right? And so what I mean by that is, a lot of people, all of their self-esteem comes from the likes that they get on a picture or a post or a statement they make or whatever it is. The problem with that is that it's not real internal validation. See, I get it. A lot of us want to feel validated by the outside world. But see, when you don't feel good about you, then all of a sudden, when you don't get the likes that you want, you start feeling bad about yourself. Your esteem goes down. You feel less valuable. And that affects you in your life. So don't believe the likes, believe your real life, right? And if you feel like the only validation you get is from how many people like your picture, then I'm going to tell you something, you're going to be lost. You're going to be lost because at some point in time, it may not be anyone around to validate you. And that's not what you want out of your life, right? So I think that's one way that social media is really giving us a false sense of fulfillment and validation. I think the second thing it does, especially in this dating world, is it gives us a false sense of knowing each other, a false sense of closeness. And so what I mean by that is, you'll see people who they call themselves dating or being together, yet the only way they know each other is through the social media persona, right? So just because you liked a few pictures, you went through their profile, you saw some of the things they like, and you see what they post and that kind of stuff, you think you know them. So now when you really get around to meeting them, you move way too fast. Right? And so because you have that false sense of closeness, you move way too fast. You start having sex. You start committing to people that you really don't know. And then you realize a couple months in, I don't know you, man. Right? You realize that. You don't really know that person. And then you say, well, they changed. No, they didn't change. It's that you didn't take the time to get to know them in the first place. See, because if you want to have real connection, then you have to have real connection. So that means you need to see people in person. You need to see them face to face. You need to go out on real dates. You need to stop just instant messaging and direct messaging each other and get to know someone. Because the thing you got to understand about people and about life is that life is about seasons, right? And I think that kind of takes me into my third point, is that social media gives us these unfair comparisons when we're in a relationship, right? So we look at people's social media pages and their relationships and we think they're perfect. Right, because all they post is stuff about relationship goals and, the good times. But what you got to understand is life is about seasons. And if you haven't had to survive any seasons with somebody, you haven't seen them go from a point of sadness to anger or frustration. All you ever seen them is happy and lustful. Then you haven't survived any seasons with them. You don't even know how they handle adversity. And because of that, you start making these long-term commitments to somebody, and then y'all go through one season. And because you can't post it on Instagram and it looks good to everybody, you start wanting to call it quits, right? See, because you never got to really know who that person really was. And you have no staying power because it doesn't look good for social media. Oh, if I can't post that picture holding hands, if I can't, post that picture, saying that everything's perfect, then something's wrong with my relationship. No, maybe you're just going through a season and you got to learn how to work through that season. And that's why you see no longevity in relationships much anymore. It's because people don't know how to go through seasons together because they're so confused about what a relationship really entails. Because, see, people aren't really telling the truth about the fact that sometimes it's not perfect. Sometimes it's not, peaches and cream all the time. But, see, if you develop enough skills to work through issues and you choose wisely, then it's worth it, right? So those are three areas right there where I think social media has us a little bit fooled, and we might want to check ourselves, right? We got to get back to real connection and getting to know each other, because it's hurting us in our own personal lives, and it's hurting us in dating, and it's hurting us in our relationships. So get back to the real world. That's all I'm saying. And don't believe the likes. All right, that's Troy Spry, certified life and relationship coach, exclusivethoughts.com. Visit the website, www.xklusive.thoughts.com. Get on the email list. You want to be on there. Books coming soon. Promise you that. I'm tired of being Fat Chronicles. Hey, peace.